From WNBC, this is News 4 on the hour.
Good afternoon, I'm Tony Guida. The Drivers' Union is the only holdout now, as British publisher Robert Maxwell is close to cutting a deal to buy and save the Daily News, but about 800 employees would lose their jobs. We expect an announcement from Robert Maxwell momentarily about the Daily News. When it happens, we'll bring it to you.
Okay, if you're not 16 anymore and you're not 21, what if you're widowed? What if you had a happy marriage for maybe 50 years, maybe more? And you'd like to get married again? Take a long shot on this. Well, here it is. This is our version of the dating game, with apologies to Jim Lang. Look who's here. Let me just go over quickly. Well, do we recognize the most beautiful face in all of television? Lit up living rooms all over America with her own show for many years. She's Virginia Graham, and she's here. Virginia. All right. You still single?
Honey, blessedly.
Well, also, listen, the women gave us personal ads. You want to hear Virginia's? Yeah. You really do, don't you? Show them, Brian. Here's Virginia's. Charismatic, fun-loving, vivacious woman who believes that today is the best day of your life in preparation for tomorrow is looking for a charming companion, tall, between 60 and 70, who will share with her moments of pleasure in her zest for life. Now, who's not gonna... Now, you like this? Take a look at the men. Which one of the men? Which one of the men? Let's just show them the men who are here, if we can. I don't know if this... there they are. Uh-huh. You want to hear one of the men's? All right. Sid? Which one? We got two Sids.
Right.
Who's the first Sid? You're Sid Levy.
I am.
You're Sid Levy. Oh. All right. Take his picture. I want to make sure. Hang on a minute. Sid, do you mind if I tell him that you're 81?
Not at all.
All right. Here's what you said, Sydney, in your personal ad about what are quite obviously 10 very, very. I know. I'm gonna get them. I missed what?
You missed the last Sydney.
If you say that, if you correct me in public, then I lose my confidence. And it did look like, Sydney, I wouldn't overlook you. Sydney Katz is 82. You live in NYC. Good for you. You work 3 days a week as a fundraiser. You've been married 3 times. You've been...
Did the wives all die?
What?
Did your
wives all die?
No, just my first wife died after 32 years of marriage.
That's
and then you had
two unsuccessful marriages.
Unsuccessful? Is that how we want to say?
Yeah, one made no sense. The second was pretty good, but it didn't last long enough.
I see. Yeah. Well, how could a smart guy like Sidney Katz get into a marriage that was no good or made no sense?
Well, we all got our shortcomings here and there, you know, and a lot of things you know what to do and other things you don't know.
Yeah. You were probably not very emotionally disposed for this decision at the time. Is that how we want to put it? I don't know. I mean, was it a rebound marriage, Sidney?
You mean the first time?
Coming back from widowhood, yeah. I mean,
you're right. You hit it just right.
You were lonely, and there she was, and you grabbed her with both hands?
There was somebody else I wanted to marry, and she wouldn't marry me, so I married this other person. It didn't work out right at all.
Oh, God.
You hit it right. It was a rebound.
Well, Sydney, it says here, sex is important to you. You don't want an immature youngster of 60. You're looking for someone your own age.
Approximately.
Huh? Approximately.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, is there...
I have a lady friend now who's in her upper 80s.
I'm sorry?
I have a lady friend now who's in her upper 80s.
Well, you're in your lower 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. I don't mind.
Yeah, after 80...
Yeah. That doesn't matter that much.
You're not
well,
gonna...
you do care.
Huh? Do you, do any of the men have... Virginia, ask me... do you have any questions?
I want to know if the 80s is by mouth. Is that his temperature?
No.
Listen,
He's 80.
Phil, do they give him a plot at the cemetery or an engagement ring?
You mean if you get married over 80?
Yeah, I mean, the plot thickens, you know.
You give an engagement ring.
Or a plot.
Or a plot. You can do that. You've done your, Sydney, You're in search of amiable, not-so-young female with a sense of humor who cares about the problems of the world, likes classical music and reading good literature, going to select plays and films, who in the winter months would prefer to revel in Caribbean waters and breezes. You listening? Please say something interesting and mostly accurate about yourself to an 82-year-old grandfather who has matrimony as his preferred objective.
That's pretty good.
It does sound good.
That's me.
It does sound good. Yeah. Are you there, caller?
Yes, how you doing, Phil?
How are you?
I'm an 81-year-old young man. I just got married to an 74-year-old young lady.
This is a special report from News 4 New York. Here is Tony Guida.
Good afternoon. The final union standing between Robert Maxwell and his purchase of the Daily News is the Drivers Union. We believe it has been settled. Let's go to Gabe Pressman at the talks.
Yes, this is
papers
it.
that they have
Mr. Maxwell
finalized
this is the final
contracts.
announcement, George.
This has been a special report from News 4 New York. We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
Brian.
All right.
This is Richard.
Should I leave
Here's
now?
what he said. He said he's compassionate, fun-loving man, seeks friendship and romance with affectionate woman for dancing, travel, and great conversation. Sense of humor, independence, and capacity to be compatible, essential. Willing to take a chance on life and love with someone who can help make it all happen.
Isn't that wonderful?
You were attracted by
What
that.
does he do for a living?
Well,
I
let's
mean, what
find
did
out.
he do?
Let's find out. Hang
And
on a
who's
minute.
his banker?
You're going to have to. Let me just
First
take this
time
off
it's
for
love,
you.
the second
All
time
right.
it's money.
Would you kindly come with me, Richard?
What is it, the third?
Meet Virginia.
Please tell you. Hi. How are you? How are you, Richard? I'm glad to see you. Oh, my God, I'm pregnant.
All right. And so...
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
Let me just see who's up. Eloise, guess what? Eloise, you picked Sydney Katz. Am I wrong?
Are you allergic to cats?
Sydney was the man in search of amiable, not-so-young female with a sense of humor who cares about the problems of the world, likes classical music and reading good literature, going to select plays and films, and so on. The Caribbean waters got you, Eloise.
That's right.
May I ask you to kindly remove this, just remove this microphone here, and please come with me, all right? Take your time.
Get to see Sydney.
All right. Sydney? Right over there.
How do you do?
There you go. Have a seat. Okay. Boy, I tell you what. Sydney, we've already established you're 82. You live in New York City. You work 3 days a week as a fundraiser.
I also do volunteer work 2 days a week.
Uh-huh. And Marguerite, obviously, when do you go to the Caribbean?
In the winter, December and January, sometimes February.
Uh-huh. You have any questions for him now that we're here, Eloise?
Well, I guess we have a little in common. I do volunteer work, too.
Okay, that's going to help.
I do volunteer work at the United Nations.
Oh.
I represent a organization that's worried about nuclear war and trying to avoid it.
Well, you are obviously a man who gives a darn about our whole late great planet, and with your help, maybe we will bring it back to life. Eloise, I'll give you a chance to chat with Sydney about whatever you may be curious about, and of course, Sydney will have an opportunity to chat with you for reasons unknown. The phones are jammed here. I guess we got all kinds of women out there already choosing the guys, and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll take it all day. I've got to hurry this up. Marguerite Heflin has chosen Jim Connell.
Well, I have a different problem. My daughter likes to have a veto power over anybody I go with.
That was the reason for the question, yeah.
Hi, I have
Getting even with you.
Yeah, that could be.
That's right.
Yes.
I have a question and a comment. The comment is the two couples on the end should switch because they look better suited for each other.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I really think so. They make a better picturesque pair.
I see. Now, if I can